One other thing that I developed later on was I noticed that whenever I'm on a slick floor, the pedal bar, if you can see, when I depress the pedals, that front leg wants to scoot out. And if you're on a slick floor, that thing can start walking away from you, and by the end of a set, you're 2 feet away from where you started out. Well, this gadget here doesn't have a name. It's just, all it is a stabilizer. It goes on, it mounts the same way as the slide car. And if, like I said, if I'm in a situation where I'm playing a slick floor, I'll use that, and it just virtually eliminates that creep. It just keeps that and it actually makes the pedals a little bit more positive feeling. For anybody that's curious about it, you'll notice that I have a colored fretboard, and all I did with that, on my every other guitar I've ever had has always had colored fret markers, and these were just white, so I got confused a lot and couldn't figure out where I was at. So I just took a series of highlighter pens, as you can get from Office Depot or Staples or anything like that, and just colored them. And you don't. It's even easier than kindergarten, because you don't even have to try to stay in the lines with that. And I just colored them, and just every few months or so, if they start fading out from the lights, just hit them again. And if you want to clean them off and make them white, if you're going to sell your guitar, just a damp rag, and there won't even be any trace of it. Okay, now I'm just going to show you a few little modifications. I'm one of those guys. I have to monkey with everything. I'm like a NASCAR mechanic. I have to make everything just custom fitted and everything. The one thing that I wasn't really all that happy with this guitar is it was a little clunky when I got it brand new. It just sounded like you know, somebody throwing bones on a tin roof underneath, and that is not very good for a studio situation. So I did a few things here to quiet it down, and I've got, if you'll notice, I've got these nylon bushings in between the brass fittings on these bell cranks. Now some of them are a little bit different, some are smaller and thinner, and I recommend doing these on GFI guitars just because these brass fittings will wear a lot if they're allowed to be too loose in there, and it just tightens everything up. And also anywhere where a rod had been rubbing against a bell crank, I stuck a little strip of Velcro in there. Also, you'll notice on my knee levers, I've got Velcro padding. All it is just get the real Velcro though. Get the 1 inch wide real genuine Velcro, because it's got the best glue backing, and it just makes it a little easier on the knees. They won't get you so sore after a while. One other thing here is I had a hard time reaching this vertical lever with my knee coming up, so I just put a block in the bottom of that and got a 1/2 inch longer screws, and I've also got kits for that available if anybody wants to drop their vertical lever down a little bit. That's really easy to install. It's just a simple installation. You don't have to tear anything apart. And also with these nylon bushings, they are pie cut. If you'll see here, they're just pie cut to where they'll just pull off and they just snap on like a snap ring. And you can do the whole guitar in about, under an hour. And just to give you a better idea here with this vertical guitar lever, here in the pedal position, all I have to do is pick up my heel, and I can fully engage that B flat lever right there. One other thing that I developed was this stuff I call pixie dust. Now, if you're outside on a hot day, you know, at a little county fair or something, and it's humid and it's hot, I just take a little bit of this stuff, and it's actually it's all naturally occurring diatomaceous earth and some naturally occurring tree resins. Not resin as in sticky, but it keeps my bar hand dry and actually helps keep my picks on, and that way the bar doesn't feel like an eel, you know, in my fingers. One other thing I found, and you can get this stuff at Hobby Lobby, it's Pioneer Extra Strong Embellishment Glue Stick. It's same stuff that kindergartners use. I use that stuff, just do a little bit like that, and I put my picks on and they will not move. And I can, I like my picks on there good and tight, and that will really go a long way. Now, as you can see here, I got my tool kit all stapled to the top of my lid there, and I got my spare strings, you know, whenever I need one. And by the way, just for convenience sake, I take these 11s and I pre-cut them to length. That way I don't have to mess with, I just pre-cut them, put them back in the wrapper in there, and I don't have to mess with cutting them off. If I'm in a playing situation and I need to get one out of there in a hurry, I got this custom fitted string winder that it's actually a wooden mandolin winder that I got from Steve Smith, and I just modified it just a little bit to where it just exactly fits my keys, and I don't have to cut it. All I got to do is just bend a hook in it, run it, and I'm back in business in usually under a minute. This unit, which I really only offer to GFI players, there's certain things that I've got just because I know that I can fit a unit for you to my guitar and know that it's going to fit yours. So these things I offer to GFI players. If they want them, I can mount it there. I can, you know, this thing will practically hold up a telephone book if I wanted to. What I wanted it for was to be able to use it for charts when I'm either doing a session or something like that. Some guys might want to use something like that for holding a page of tablature. You can put it anywhere you want, just, you know, as long as it's in between the pedal rods. And it's really kind of handy. I'm just using just an old generic book here, but I can clip that open just like that, and it'll stay right there. You can use it for holding set lists. If your band has got a set list, you can just make an index card and clip it to that. You don't even have to use a swing arm for that. You just clip it up there like that. That way it's not obstructing the audience's view from the player. I like this for session work just because I like to have things very close. I can put it at an angle. I can clip my chart there, and I've got it right there.